All right, let's get right into it. We've got a chilling story for you today. It's got everything: a mysterious plane crash, deep family secrets, and, you guessed it, a ghost who is absolutely hell-bent on revenge. It's like a corporate thriller crashed right into a supernatural horror story. And the whole thing kicks off with just a few terrifying words.
Okay, I want you to picture this. You're alone, it's dark. You're still trying to process the sudden death of your father. And then, a figure steps out of the shadows. It's him, but he's wrong. His face is half burnt, his clothes are a mess, and he just looks right at you and says those words, "I have returned, Prachi." I mean, can you even imagine? This is the moment reality just completely shatters for our main character, Prachi Vishwakarma, and it's where our story really begins.
So yeah, that's the moment. Prachi comes face to face with what she can only believe is the ghost of her father, the famous industrialist Sanket Vishwakarma. And that champagne glass she's holding, it just drops and shatters on the floor. I mean, talk about a perfect symbol for her entire world just breaking apart.
But hang on. To really get what's happening here, we have to back up a little. Because just a few days before this ghostly encounter, the whole world thought Sanket Vishwakarma was dead. The official story was all over the news. A tragic accident. His private jet went down, burst into flames. It's a textbook case, right? A simple, sad story fed to the public. But it's hiding something so much darker.
So right after the crash, what happens? Publicly, the family is grieving, but you know how it is. Behind closed doors, tragedy can really light a fire under people's ambitions. A whole new power dynamic starts to take shape. So let's break down who's who in this crazy mix of corporate and family drama. Okay, so take a look at this cast of characters. What's so interesting here is that you're seeing everyone's public persona, right? It's like a classic Succession drama. You've got the grieving daughter, the ambitious uncle who's been waiting in the wings, the emotionally distant wife, the seemingly perfect boyfriend. Everyone has a part to play, but as we're about to find out, they're all hiding some major secrets.
So this timeline is pretty revealing. Look how fast Prachi moves from grieving to taking control. Her uncle, Sanjeev, totally expected to be the one to step in, but nope. Prachi stands up and basically says, "My dad built this from nothing, and I'm not letting anyone else take over." And wow, that one decision, it's not just a power move. It's about protecting her father's legacy, and it sends these huge shockwaves through the entire family.
And here we go. This is the point where that clean, official story starts to fall apart. You start to see the cracks, and underneath, there's a really dark conspiracy. The big takeaway here, this plane crash was no accident. Not even close.
So the very first clue that something is seriously off actually comes from Prachi. She tells her office manager to transfer a huge sum of money. We're talking 6 crore rupees. That's more than $500,000 US. And listen to how she says it. It's so cold. The money will be there by evening. After that, don't ever try to contact me or my family again. Chilling, right? Well, that immediately makes you wonder, right? Who is she paying off, and why? What secret is so big it's worth that much money? Is it hush money? A bribe? At this point in the story, all the suspicion points straight at Prachi. You have to ask yourself, is the grieving daughter actually hiding something about how her dad died?
And then, things just explode back at the family home. Prachi's own mother, Suchitra, literally orders her to hand the company over to Uncle Sanjeev. But Prachi isn't having it. She fires back, accusing her mom of having an affair with him. Now, Suchitra denies it, of course, but it doesn't matter. The battle lines have been drawn. And you see here, the first victims of this whole conspiracy, it's not a person, it's the family itself. Trust is completely gone.
So right when the family drama is at a boiling point, that's when the supernatural element kicks into high gear. Sanket's ghost isn't just a fleeting vision anymore. He's back, and he is an active player in this game. And he's starting a very methodical and very terrifying quest for his own kind of justice.
And this is what's so brilliant. The ghost has a plan. He's not just randomly haunting people, he's running a full-on strategy. Step 1, psychological warfare. He calls his wife's phone, which sends her and Sanjeev into a complete panic. Step 2, he moves on to physical revenge, taking out Harsh in the most brutal way possible. And then, the final step, he reveals everything to the one person he knows he can still trust, his daughter, Prachi.
So Sanket's ghost just lays it all out for her. The real mastermind? Minister Umrao Singh. The inside man? Get this. It was her own boyfriend, Harsh, who was actually the minister's son all along, and her uncle Sanjeev just a pawn in their game. The betrayal is just total. It hits on every level: political, business, romance, family. And that 6 crore rupees that made Prachi look so guilty, turns out it was just a donation to an orphanage her dad had planned. She was just finishing his last good deed.
So now Prachi knows everything. The whole ugly truth is out, and that means there's only one thing left to do. It's time for the final reckoning. Time to go after the man who orchestrated the whole thing, Minister Umrao Singh.
And where's the minister? He's on his own private jet, of course, celebrating with his buddies. He is so confident, so arrogant. He thinks he's gotten away with murder, literally, and his big business deal is a go. He has absolutely no idea what's about to happen.
And then, in this perfect moment of karmic justice, the lights on the plane start to flicker, and then they go out completely. And there he is, Sanket's ghost. The plane immediately goes into a nosedive and just crashes, a huge fireball. The story ends exactly how it began, with a plane crash. It's this perfect, brutal, poetic justice.
And the final image we're left with is Sanket's ghost, just standing there, silently, in the middle of all that burning wreckage. Sure, the bad guys are punished. His daughter knows the truth. But it leaves you with this really haunting question, doesn't it? Is this really a victory over evil? Or has this act of violent revenge just started a whole new cycle of violence? It really makes you think.